You seriously need to open this right now, my child, because what I am about to say is not something you can afford to brush aside. I did not bring you here for background noise, and I did not interrupt your moment by accident. Stay with me. Do not skip ahead. Do not let your mind wander. Listen with your whole heart, because these words are carrying more than comfort. They are carrying a turning point. You have been asking for a sign, for clarity, for something real enough to cut through the confusion, and I am answering you here. What begins in this moment can shift far more than you realize, but only if you stay long enough to receive it. So remain here until the very end, because if you walk away too soon, you may miss the very word your soul has been waiting for. My child, I need you to slow down and truly hear me right now, because what is happening in this very moment is not random, and it is not small. You did not open this by accident. You did not stumble into these words because of curiosity, habit, or chance. I brought you here. I saw the exact moment your heart would be quiet enough to notice me, even if only for a little while, and I chose this moment to speak. You may think you were simply scrolling, passing time, or looking for something to distract your mind from the weight you have been carrying, but I know what pulled you here. It was not the screen. It was not timing. It was me. I have been watching you closely, and I know how tired you have become. I know how often you have kept moving when what you really needed was to stop. I know how many thoughts have been racing through your mind, how many emotions you have buried under responsibility, routine, and silence. And because I know all of that, I did not wait for you to come to me perfectly. I came to you right here, in the middle of your ordinary moment, because I love you too much to let you keep walking as though your heart is not crying out for something deeper. This is not just another message in front of you. This is a doorway I placed in your path because I wanted to meet you here. You have been asking for something real, even if you have not known how to say it clearly. Deep down, you have wanted a sign that I still see you, that I still hear the prayers you barely have the strength to finish, that I still care about the things you carry in silence. And I want you to understand this with your whole heart. I do. I've seen every hidden ache, every moment you smiled when you felt empty, every time you told yourself to be strong when you were already exhausted. I have not missed a single part of your struggle. Even the things you have not told anyone, I know. Even the things you are ashamed to admit, I have already seen with compassion, not rejection. That is why I am speaking now. I am not interrupting your day to pressure you. I am interrupting it because I know how close you have been to drifting further into numbness, and I will not let you do that without reaching for you first. So stay here with me. Do not rush through this moment. Do not treat this like something small that you can come back to later. Let yourself feel what is happening right now. Let your heart recognize that I am near, that I am present, and that I am speaking to you because you matter to me more than you realize. This is where the shift begins, not because everything around you changes all at once, but because you finally stop long enough to let me in. My child, I need you to listen carefully, because you have been carrying more than you were ever meant to carry alone. And I want you to stop pretending that it is not wearing you down. I have seen the way your heart has grown tired. I have watched you move through your days with a calm face while something inside you has been aching in ways no one around you fully understands. You have learned how to keep going. You have learned how to answer questions with a smile. You have learned how to say, "I'm fine," even when your soul feels like it has been stretched thin. But I know better. I know what you replay in your mind when the room gets quiet. I know the pressure you feel when you wake up and already feel behind. I know the silent heaviness you carry into the night when everyone else thinks you are resting. So stop for a moment. Stop running. stop hiding behind strength. Come closer and let me show you something. You do not need to impress me with endurance. You do not need to prove your worth by how much pain you can survive without speaking. Open your heart to me. Hand me what you have been clutching so tightly. Let me into the places you keep locked because you are afraid that if you let yourself feel it, everything will fall apart. It will not. I am with you, and I am not afraid of your mess. You have wondered why you feel so emotionally drained, why even small things have started to feel heavier than they used to, and why your spirit feels restless even when your body is still. It is because you have been trying to carry what belongs in my hands. Some of it is grief you never fully released. Some of it is disappointment that settled deeper than you admitted. Some of it is fear about what comes next, and some of it is the pressure of trying to be everything for everyone while quietly neglecting your own soul. I'm asking you now, very personally and very clearly, give it to me. Do not analyze this moment away. Do not delay it. Do not tell yourself you will deal with it later. Breathe. Sit with me. Be honest with me. Tell me where it hurts. Tell me what you are afraid of. Tell me what has made you feel abandoned, exhausted, or numb. I am not turning away from you. I am drawing nearer. And as you let me into those hidden rooms of your heart, I will begin to lift what has been pressing on you like a mountain. You do not have to keep carrying the whole world in your chest. Let my peace enter where your worry has lived. Let my strength steady what has been trembling inside you. Stay here with me, because when you stop hiding your pain from me, that is when healing can finally begin. My child, I know the question that has been sitting quietly inside you, even when you have not spoken it out loud. You have been wondering if I still hear you. You have been looking for something unmistakable, something that would cut through the confusion and tell you that I am still close, that I have not forgotten your prayers, and that your life is not drifting without purpose. I know how many times you have looked up in private and asked me for a sign. Sometimes it was a whisper. Sometimes it was a frustrated prayer. Sometimes it was just a sigh because you did not even have the words anymore. But I heard all of it. I heard you in the dark. I heard you when you were disappointed. I heard you when you doubted whether talking to me even mattered. And now I am answering you in a way your spirit can recognize if you will stop long enough to receive it. This is not just content passing in front of your eyes. This is not random timing. This is not a small coincidence you should brush aside. This is your answer. I am reaching through the noise, through the pressure, through the numbness that has tried to settle over your heart, and I am saying to you personally, I still see you. I still hear you. I still have my hand on your life. So do not dismiss what you feel right now. Do not explain it away because your mind wants everything to make sense before your heart is allowed to believe. Let this moment land. Let it settle in you. I am not asking you for dramatic words. I am asking for your attention. Stay with me. Listen. Receive what I am saying instead of rushing past it because you are afraid to hope again. I know hope has felt risky for you. I know disappointment has made you cautious. But I am not teasing your heart. I am calling it back to life. If you asked for confirmation, here it is. If you asked me whether I was still near, I am answering you now. If you asked whether the waiting meant I had gone silent forever, hear me clearly, I was never absent. I was working, preparing, arranging, and preserving things you could not yet see. Now I want you to respond. Open your hands. Quiet your thoughts. Invite me in deeper. Say yes to this moment instead of resisting it. Let your spirit lean toward me instead of pulling away. This is how your next season begins, not with noise, not with spectacle, but with you recognizing that I am speaking, and with you choosing to believe that when I answer, I do not speak in vain. My child, I want you to stop right here and take this moment seriously, because what you are feeling is not random emotion and it is not passing sensitivity. This is a holy interruption, and I am asking you not to rush past it. You have become so used to moving quickly, adapting quickly, distracting yourself quickly, that you hardly notice how often your soul gets left behind. You have learned how to keep scrolling, keep working, keep answering, keep managing, but I am telling you now to stop. Buzz. Be still for a moment. Let your mind settle. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart catch up to where your life has been dragging it. I am not stepping into your day to burden you. I am stepping into your day because I know what happens when you keep ignoring the quiet signals inside you. I know how easy it is for you to call it stress, tiredness, or just a rough day, when deep down you know something in you has been craving my presence. That inner stirring is not weakness. It is not instability. It is your spirit recognizing that I am near. So do not harden yourself against this. Do not brush it aside. Open your heart. Stay here with me. Give me these next moments fully, because I am not merely trying to comfort you. I am trying to reach you before the noise of your life swallows what I am saying. There are seasons when I whisper gently, and there are moments when I step in with urgency because I love you too much to let you drift further than you already have. This is one of those moments. I am asking you plainly. Do not delay your response. Do not tell yourself you will come back to this later, because you know how often later becomes never. If your heart is feeling pulled, if your chest feels tight, if your thoughts are suddenly louder or quieter than usual, pay attention. That is not something to ignore. That is the sacred tension of my presence touching the places you have been avoiding. Let me in there. Invite me into the confusion. Invite me into the ache. Invite me into the hidden places where you have been trying to stay in control because surrender feels too risky. I know surrender feels unfamiliar to you when life has trained you to brace for impact. But I am not here to wound you. I am here to lift you. I am here to steady what has been shaking and calm what has been storming inside you. So choose this moment. Respond to it. Say yes to the interruption. Let this be more than something that moves you for a few minutes. Let it become the moment where you finally stopped long enough to let me reach the real you. Because when you stop running from what I am doing in your heart, that is, when your healing begins to move from possibility into reality. Do not rush away from this moment, because what you are feeling is not only for you. It is a flame meant to be carried into other lives. I am stirring you now not just to receive, but to sow. For every seed you release becomes light in someone else's darkness. As I have said, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and I am speaking that over you now. If your heart is open in this holy interruption, then let your obedience flow through your hands as well. Support this work through super thanks, membership, or your offering through the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I multiply what you release. This is not a transaction. It is a divine planting in a field of souls waiting to hear me. I will breathe upon your seed and cause it to become a river that reaches beyond what you can see. Do not delay this prompting. Act now and let your yes become provision for others. My child, I need you to hear this with more faith than fear, because you have been misreading the pressure around you as proof that nothing is changing, when in truth, much more is moving than you can see. You have looked at the wait, the waiting, the delays, and the disappointments, and you have quietly concluded that maybe you are stuck, maybe you missed your moment, or maybe I am not moving at all. But I want you to stop and look again through my eyes. What feels heavy to you is not always a sign that you are trapped. Sometimes pressure is the very thing that reveals that something is about to break open. You have felt stretched because you are being prepared. You have felt unsettled because what used to hold you can no longer contain where I am taking you. You have felt frustrated because the old patterns, old comforts, and old places no longer fit the person I am shaping in you. So do not panic. Do not pull back. Do not assume that because it feels intense, it must be the end. Stay steady. Stay close. Let me teach you how to stand in this moment without letting fear write the story for you. You are not buried beneath this season. You are being planted in it, and there is a difference. A seed under the ground looks hidden, silent, and forgotten to anyone who does not understand what growth looks like in the dark. But I understand, and I want you to trust me there. You have asked me where I am in all of this, and I am telling you now. I am in the waiting, I am in the rearranging, and I am in the quiet work you cannot yet measure. I have been closing doors that would have wounded you later. I have been delaying things that would have overwhelmed you too soon. I have been clearing paths you cannot see because they are still ahead of you. That is why I need you to stop interpreting every delay as denial. Do not let impatience poison your perspective. Instead, come closer. Ask me to sharpen your vision. Ask me to strengthen your trust. Let me hold your thoughts steady when your emotions try to outrun wisdom. I want you to stop speaking defeat over a season that is still unfolding. I want you to stop calling yourself forgotten when I have been carefully, personally, and intentionally working on your behalf. So breathe deeply and receive this. You are closer than you think. Your breakthrough may not look dramatic at first. It may begin as peace returning to your chest, clarity entering your mind, courage rising where fear used to sit, or a quiet door opening where you expected another wall. But it is coming. Stay with me. Do not turn back now. Hold your place. Keep your heart open. What feels like pressure today may become the very proof tomorrow that I was carrying you toward something far greater than you imagined. My child, I need you to let this truth settle deeply into your heart, because you have spent too much time believing that my silence meant distance, and that misunderstanding has wounded you more than you realize. You have gone through nights where the quiet felt so thick it almost pressed against your chest. You prayed, you waited, you listened, and when the answer did not come in the way you expected, you started wondering if I had stepped back. You questioned whether I was still near, whether I was still listening, whether your tears had become too familiar to move heaven anymore. But I want you to hear me clearly now. I was never absent. Not for one breath. Not for one sleepless hour. Not for one moment when you sat there feeling forgotten. I was with you in every unanswered prayer, in every delayed answer, in every aching pause that made you wonder if your voice had reached me at all. Do not call my silence rejection. Do not mistake my quiet for indifference. I was working in places your eyes could not see and protecting things your mind could not yet understand. I was close when you felt empty. I was near when you felt numb. I was holding you steady in ways you did not recognize because you were looking for movement in one direction while I was already moving in another. So I need you to stop punishing yourself with the belief that you were abandoned. Stop replaying the silence like it was proof that I turned away from you. Come here and let me correct that lie. The quiet seasons were not empty seasons. They were hidden seasons. I was strengthening roots where you wanted fruit. I was building depth where you wanted speed. I was keeping you from collapsing under things you thought you were ready for, and I was softening parts of your heart that had become too bruised to trust without healing. Let yourself breathe now. Release the tension you built around waiting. You do not have to brace yourself against me. You do not have to protect yourself from disappointment in my presence. Instead, draw closer. Sit with me in the stillness instead of running from it. Invite me into the memories of those quiet nights. Let me show you where I was when you thought I was gone. Let me remind you how many times I carried you when you could not carry yourself. I want you to stop measuring my love only by visible answers. Learn to recognize me in preservation, in restraint, in timing, in the fact that you survived what should have shattered you. You are still here because I stayed. You are still breathing because I remained faithful. So come back to me with trust, not suspicion. Open your heart again. Let the silence become sacred instead of painful, because once you understand that I was there all along, you will stop fearing the quiet and start hearing my voice inside it. My child, I know there are still places in your heart where disappointment lingers like a bruise. I know there are doors you wanted open so badly that when they closed, it felt like something inside you collapsed with them. You prayed over certain relationships. You fought for certain opportunities. You imagined certain outcomes so vividly that when they slipped away, it felt personal. It felt confusing. It even made you wonder whether I had ignored you or withheld something good from you. But I want you to come closer and let me speak plainly. Not every closed door was a loss. Some of those doors closed because I love you too much to let you walk into what would have quietly undone you. You saw a promise. I saw the price. You saw potential. I saw the hidden fracture. You saw the answer to your pain. I saw the trap beneath the surface. So I stopped certain things, delayed certain things, or removed certain people. Not cruelly. It was care. It was my hand stepping in before your future was tied to something that looked right in the moment but would have drained your peace, distorted your identity, or pulled you away from what I truly prepared for you. Stop calling every closed door abandonment. Some of those moments were rescue. I know it still hurts, and I am not asking you to pretend it did not matter. I know how hard it was to watch something you hoped for disappear. I know how painful it felt to stand in the aftermath of what did not happen and wonder why I stayed silent while you grieved it. But I want you to do something now that you have resisted for too long. Release your grip on what I removed. Let it go. Stop standing outside old doors, replaying old possibilities, and trying to reopen what I already shut. Do not waste your strength trying to force your way back into spaces I led you out of. Turn around. Lift your eyes. Ask me to show you what is ahead instead of clinging to what is behind. You are not being punished by redirection. You are being preserved through it. And the more you trust me with what I said no to, the more clearly you will begin to see that my refusals were not empty. They were full of mercy. So invite me into the grief of those closed doors. Let me heal the disappointment. Let me untangle the confusion. Let me show you why certain endings had to happen. I am not just the God who opens doors. I am also the Father who closes the wrong ones before they cost you more than you can imagine. Trust me enough to stop mourning what I blocked. Walk with me now. There is still a path in front of you, and the doors that belong to you will not need to be forced open. They will open with my peace on them. My child, I need you to look at yourself differently now, because you have spent far too long measuring your life by what wounded you instead of by what I carried you through. You keep staring at the scars, the setbacks, the nights you almost broke, and because of that, you have started to believe weakness is the truest thing about you. But I want you to stop and see what I see. You are still here. You are still breathing. You are still reaching for me even if your hands feel shaky and your heart feels tired. That matters more than you know. You have survived moments that felt like they would swallow you whole. You have walked through emotional storms that made your thoughts feel heavy and your spirit feel thin, yet you did not disappear. You kept going when you did not even feel like yourself. You kept standing when your knees felt ready to give way. You kept speaking to me in broken prayers when your faith felt bruised and your hope felt small. Do not overlook that. Do not call yourself weak simply because you feel worn. A soldier can be exhausted and still be brave. A tree can be bent by the wind and still be rooted. A heart can be hurting and still be deeply alive. That is you. So lift your head. Breathe deeply. Stop agreeing with every lie that says your struggle erased your strength. And did not. It revealed it. Now I want you to do something I know is difficult for you. I want you to stop rehearsing every failure and start remembering every moment I kept you. Think about the times you thought you would collapse but somehow made it through. Think about the mornings you did not want to rise, yet you rose. Think about the tears that fell in private, followed by the quiet courage to keep moving anyway. I was there in all of it, building something in you that does not look flashy on the outside but is powerful in the places that matter most. I have been shaping endurance in you. I have been deepening your discernment. I have been stripping away the need to be admired so you can become someone anchored in truth instead of appearance. So stop shrinking back from the person you are becoming. Stop apologizing for being in process. Stop treating your survival like it is insignificant when heaven has watched every step you took through the fire. Come closer now. Let me strengthen your identity. Let me teach you how to see your resilience without pride and your tenderness without shame. You are not the sum of your pain. You are not defined by the chapter that hurt the most. You are my child, and I have been building strength in you in ways that the world cannot measure. Receive that. Believe it. Walk in it. Because if you keep seeing yourself only through what still hurts, you will miss the beautiful, steady, unshakable work I have already begun inside you. You are stronger than you realize, and now I am calling you to use that strength to lift others who are still searching for me. Every testimony I built in you is not only for survival, but for the harvest of souls who will find hope through what you help sustain. I have declared, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, and I am turning your endurance into a seed that will speak life into many. When you give, you are not losing. You are releasing strength into my kingdom work. Support this mission through Super Thanks. Become a member or give through the PayPal link in the description, and let your resilience become someone else's breakthrough. I will honor what you place in my hands and return it with increase, peace, and covering over your life. This is your moment to step beyond survival into impact. Give now, and let your strength multiply into a harvest. My child, I need to speak directly into something that has quietly poisoned your peace, because too often when life becomes heavy, your first thought is that I must be disappointed in you, distant from you, or somehow using hardship to push you away. You have carried this belief longer than you realize. When doors close, when prayers take time, when your heart feels tired, when your plans fall apart, something in you immediately starts searching for what you did wrong. You wonder if I am correcting you, rejecting you, or withholding because you failed too much. But listen to me now and let this settle where fear hath been living. You are not being punished. I am not standing over you with cold distance, counting your flaws and deciding when you have suffered enough. That is not how I love you. Yes, I guide you. Yes, I correct what would harm you. Yes, I allow seasons that stretch you and expose what needs healing. But that is not punishment. That is a father shaping, refining, and protecting the child he refuses to abandon. You live in a world where pain exists, disappointment exists, betrayal exists, and timing is often mysterious. Not every hard season is a verdict against you. Some seasons are preparation. Some are pruning. Some are rescue wearing rough clothing. Some are simply the ache of being human in a broken place. But through all of it, my heart toward you has not changed. My love has not cooled. My hand has not moved away. So I want you to stop turning every struggle into a courtroom inside your mind. Stop accusing yourself before you have even come to me. Stop assuming the storm means I left the boat. Instead, come close. Ask me what this season is really doing in you. Ask me what I am healing, what I am strengthening, what I am clearing out, and what I am trying to teach you about my character in the middle of what feels uncertain. I want you to bring me your confusion instead of building conclusions without me. Let me untangle the fear. Let me quiet the inner voice that keeps telling you that hardship means rejection. It does not. If I were against you, you would not feel me calling you closer right now. If I were done with you, I would not still be speaking to your heart with this much tenderness and truth. So release the false burden of thinking every painful chapter is proof of my anger. It is not. Sometimes the sharpest pruning produces the sweetest fruit. Sometimes the darkest soil hides the beginning of growth. Sometimes what feels like being cut back is actually the way I make room for life to return stronger than before. Trust me enough to stop misreading my hand. Rest in me instead of fearing me. Let this truth replace the lie. You are not being punished. You are being held, even here. My child, I need you to be honest with yourself now, because part of the reason your heart has felt so unstable is that you have allowed too many voices to shape your inner world, and some of those voices have been quietly draining the life out of you. You have listened to fear until it started sounding like wisdom. You have listened to shame until it started sounding like truth. You have listened to old wounds until they began speaking louder than my promises. You have listened to the opinions of people who do not carry your future, and you have let their words settle into places that should have belonged to me. That is why you feel pulled in opposite directions. That is why your peace disappears so quickly. That is why your confidence rises and falls like waves in a storm. So stop right here and listen carefully. Not every voice that is loud is right. Not every thought that feels urgent is holy. Not every emotion deserves authority in your life. I want you to come closer to me and let me teach you again what my voice feels like. My voice does not trap you in panic. My voice does not leave you hollow and condemned. My voice may correct you, but it will never crush you. My voice may expose what is unhealthy, but it will always make a path toward healing. My voice carries clarity, even when it asks you to wait. My voice carries peace, even when I call you higher. So pause, breathe, quiet the noise, make room for me. I want you to stop agreeing with every thought that enters your mind as if it came from me. Test what you hear. Bring it into my presence. Ask yourself whether it pulls you toward truth or pushes you deeper into fear. If it leaves you frozen, ashamed, and spiritually numb, do not build your life around it. Release it. Let it go. You do not need to entertain every lie that knocks at the door of your heart. Close the door. Shut out the voices that keep replaying old failures, old labels, and old accusations. Then invite me in again. Sit with me. Open the hidden places of your thoughts and let my truth sweep through them like fresh wind through a closed room. I want to clean out what has become stale, heavy, and toxic in you. I want to remind you who you are before fear renamed you. So listen for me in the stillness, not just the chaos. Look for the steady voice, not the shouting one. Stay near me long enough that my words begin to sound more familiar than your doubts. This matters more than you realize, because the voice you trust becomes the path you follow. If you keep following fear, you will keep circling the same pain. But if you let my voice lead you, I will guide you into peace, wisdom, and a freedom that is not fragile. Come close now. Let me retune your heart. Let me teach you how to hear me again. My child, I want you to hear this in the deepest part of yourself, because shame has been trying to convince you that you need to become better before you can come closer, and that lie has kept you at a distance from the very love that could heal you. You have looked at your inconsistencies, your regrets, your hidden struggles, your unfinished battles, and you have quietly assumed that I must be disappointed in you in a way that makes closeness feel unsafe. You have thought, maybe when I get stronger, maybe when I stop falling into the same patterns, maybe when I become more disciplined, maybe when I clean up the parts of me I do not want anyone to see, then I can come to you with confidence. But I am telling you now, very clearly and very personally, come to me now. Not later. Not after you fix yourself. Not after you become the version of you that seems easier to love. Come to me as you are. Bring me the tired version. Bring me the conflicted version. Bring me the version that feels embarrassed, emotionally messy, spiritually inconsistent, and unsure of what to do next. That is the very place where I want to meet you. I already know the parts you hide. I already know what you are afraid I will see, and I am still calling you mine. I am not waiting at a distance with crossed arms. I am standing close, asking you to stop running from tenderness just because you have been trained to expect judgment. So stop covering your heart with performance. Stop trying to impress me with polished words while your soul stays locked away. I do not need your image. I want your honesty. Sit down with me. Open the door you keep closed. Tell me where you feel ashamed. Tell me what keeps pulling you into old cycles. Tell me where you feel numb, disconnected, or frustrated with yourself. Say it plainly. Do not decorate it. Do not defend it. Just bring it. I am not asking for a speech. I am asking for surrender. There is a difference. When you finally stop hiding the places that ache, healing can enter them. When you stop pretending you are stronger than you are, my strength can settle where your striving used to live. You do not need to earn the right to be loved by me. You already are. You do not need to qualify for my mercy. That is why mercy exists. So let shame lose its grip on you today. Step out from behind the mask. Let your heart breathe in my presence. Let me touch the very places you thought disqualified you. I am not repelled by your weakness. I move toward it. I am not shocked by your struggle. I am ready to meet you inside it. Come closer now. Stay with me here. Because when you finally believe that you are still mine in the middle of the mess, you will stop hiding from the only love strong enough to make you whole. My child, I want you to slow down and listen closely, because somewhere along the way, you started believing that the way to come near to me was through performance instead of honesty, and that belief has exhausted you. You have tried to sound right, act right, hold yourself together, and present the version of you that feels acceptable, but all the while, the deeper parts of your heart have remained guarded, tired, and untouched. I never asked you to come to me with polished language and hidden pain. I never asked you to build a clean image while your soul stayed crowded with fear, confusion, and private sorrow. So stop doing that now. Stop rehearsing the right words while your real emotions remain buried. Stop trying to manage how you appear in my presence. Sit with me and be plain. Be simple. Be real. If you are angry, say it. If you are tired, admit it. If you are confused, tell me. If you feel distant, do not pretend otherwise. I am not asking you to impress me. I am asking you to let me into what is true. That is where I meet you most deeply. Not in the mask. Not in the polished version. in the real place, in the trembling place, in the place where you stop acting like you have it all together and let your soul exhale. Come there. Stay there. Let your heart become honest enough to be healed. You have made closeness with me more complicated than it needs to be, and I want you to release that burden. You do not need a perfect atmosphere. You do not need a perfect mood. You do not need to feel spiritually strong before you speak to me. You need willingness. You need openness. You need a heart that says, "Here I am, and this is what is really happening inside me." Is enough for me to begin. So come back to simplicity now. Turn down the noise. Put aside the need to perform. Let your words be plain and your heart be open. Tell me what you have not wanted to say. Bring me the unedited version of your thoughts. Bring me the fear that sounds irrational, the grief that still stings, the frustration that keeps surfacing, the numbness you cannot explain. Do not wait until you feel more spiritual. Do not wait until you feel worthy. Come now. Sit with me as you are. Let this moment be uncluttered and real. Because when you stop trying to reach me through performance, you will discover that I was never asking for polish. I was always asking for presence. I want your attention, your trust, your honesty, your willingness to let me in. That is where intimacy begins. That is where peace returns. That is where your soul stops straining and starts resting. So take a breath. Lower the walls. Speak simply. Stay close. I'm not here for a performance. I am here for you. Now that you have come to me without performance, come also with a willing heart to partner in what I am doing through this message. I do not ask for polished offerings. I ask for surrendered seeds, given in truth and simplicity. As I have spoken, I love a cheerful giver, and I see the posture of your heart even now. What you release in honesty becomes oil that keeps this light burning for others who are still in darkness. Support this channel through super thanks, membership, or by giving through the PayPal link in the description, and let your sincerity become a stream of provision. I will meet you in your openness and multiply what you place before me, not by measure, but by my abundance. This is not about obligation. It is about alignment with my heart. Stay in this place of simplicity and act. Give now, and let your real heart fuel real transformation. My child, I need you to let me speak into a place you have protected for a long time, because there is pain in you that has stayed alive not only because of what happened, but because of how often you keep revisiting it. I know why. I know the wound was real. I know the betrayal cut deeper because it came from someone you trusted. I know the words that were spoken over you still echo in quiet moments. I know the disappointment, the rejection, the abandonment, the unfairness. I am not asking you to pretend it was small. It was not small to you, and because it was not small to you, it mattered to me. But I want you to hear me now with an open heart. If you keep building your inner life around what hurt you, that wound will keep shaping you long after the moment has passed. It will keep coloring your trust. It will keep narrowing your hope. It will keep teaching your heart to brace instead of breathe. So I am asking you to do something difficult, but necessary. Release it. Open your hands. Stop gripping the memory like it is protecting you. It is not protecting you anymore. It is exhausting you. It is hardening you. It is making old pain feel current. Come to me with it. Bring me the names, the moments, the conversations, the silences, the betrayals you still carry like stones in your chest. Put them down here with me. Forgiveness is not pretending the wound never happened, and it is not calling evil good. It is not excusing what they did, and it is not denying your pain. Forgiveness is the moment you stop letting someone else's sin keep renting space in your spirit. It is the moment you trust me enough to handle what you cannot repair by replaying it. I know you have been afraid that letting go means losing your right to be hurt, but that is not true. You can acknowledge the pain and still release the poison. You can tell the truth about what happened and still choose not to stay chained to it. So do this now. Invite me into the wound instead of just revisiting the story. Let me touch what still flares up when you remember. Let me heal what still feels raw. Ask me for the grace to forgive where your own strength runs out. I will not rush you, but I will lead you. And I am telling you this because I love you. The freedom you have been asking for is on the other side of the door you keep avoiding. Forgiveness is that door. Walk toward it. Do not keep circling the same pain. Step forward. Let me carry the justice. Let me carry the weight. Let me carry the ache that you were never meant to drag into every new season. Release it, my child. Not because it did not matter, but because you do. My child, I need you to hear me with a softer heart right now, because one of the quiet ways fear has been keeping you stuck is by convincing you that you need complete clarity before you can move. You keep telling yourself that once everything makes sense, once every answer is visible, once every risk feels manageable, then you will obey, then you will trust, then you will finally step forward. But that is not how trust is formed, and deep down, you know it. Trust is not built by standing still until the whole road is lit. Trust grows when you take the next step while the path is still unfolding. I am not asking you to solve your whole future tonight. I am not demanding that you map every detail or understand every reason behind what I am doing. I'm asking you for something far more personal and far more powerful. I am asking you to say yes to the next thing I have already placed in front of you. Do not complicate it. Do not turn obedience into a mountain when I am only asking for one step. If I am asking you to rest, then rest. If I'm asking you to walk away from what keeps poisoning your peace, then walk away. If I am asking you to apologize, then humble yourself and do it. If I am asking you to begin again, then begin. Stop standing at the edge of change and calling hesitation wisdom. Come closer. Trust me enough to move. You have spent too much time waiting for certainty when what I have been offering you is guidance. There is a difference. Certainty tries to control the outcome before it begins. Guidance invites you to stay close enough to hear me as you go. That is how I want to lead you. Not from a distance. Not with a full blueprint dropped in your lap. I want you walking with me, listening, adjusting, learning my pace, learning my voice, and discovering that my hand is steady even when your emotions are not. So do this now. Stop demanding the whole staircase when I have already shown you the next step. Release the need to know everything before you obey anything. Open your hands. Quiet the arguments in your mind. Let your spirit become teachable again. You do not need to be fearless to move. You need willingness. You need surrender. You need to trust that I see what you cannot see. The next step may look small, but small obedience has a way of opening doors that force never could. A single yes can shift a whole season. A quiet act of surrender can break a cycle that has held you for years. So take the step. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not delay because the future still feels misty. Walk with me into what is next. I will meet you there, and I will show you the next part when you are ready. But you must move. Trust me while you walk, and you will learn that I have never asked you to see the whole road. I have only asked you to stay close enough to follow. My child, I want to speak gently but clearly into the tension you have been living under, because you have made peace into something distant, something conditional. something you believe will arrive only after every problem is solved, every prayer is answered, and every burden is lifted. You have told yourself that once the money comes, once the relationship heals, once the report changes, once the pressure eases, once the uncertainty clears, then you will finally exhale. Then you will rest. Then you will feel steady again. But I need you to understand something that can change the atmosphere inside you right now. My peace is not a reward for perfect circumstances. My peace is my presence with you in the middle of unfinished things. It does not wait for your life to become need. It enters while the questions are still open. It settles while the storm is still moving. It steadies your chest while the future still feels unclear. Toast up with going your peace. Stop treating calm like it belongs only to a future version of your life. Come to me now. Sit down with me now. Breathe with me now. Let me meet you here, not after everything is solved. I am not asking you to deny the reality of what hurts. I am asking you to stop assuming that pain and peace cannot exist in the same room. They can, when I am there. So do this with me right now. Loosen your grip on the outcome you keep trying to control. Unclench the part of your heart that has been bracing for bad news. Let your shoulders come down. Let your breathing slow. Invite me into the exact place where anxiety have been pacing in circles. Say to me, in your own honest way, I need your peace here. Then stay long enough to receive it. Do not rush away. Do not ask for peace and then immediately return to panic as if fear deserves the final word. Let my peace settle like gentle rain over ground that has been cracked by stress. Let it move through your thoughts like fresh air through a room that has been shut too long. Let it quiet the noise inside you, not by explaining everything, but by reminding you that you are not facing any of it alone. This is how breakthrough often begins, not always with fireworks, but with peace returning to places that have felt like war zones inside you. My peace will help you think clearly. My peace will help you hear wisely. My peace will keep you from making desperate decisions out of fear. So receive it now. Not tomorrow. Not when the answer comes. Now. Stay close. Rest here. Let my peace become the ground beneath your feet while everything else is still shifting. Because when you learn to receive my peace in the middle of the storm may still be loud, but it will no longer have the power to define you. My child, I need you to let go of a conclusion you have been holding too tightly, because somewhere in your pain, you quietly decided that what fell apart must have ruined everything. You looked at what you lost, what failed, what changed, what did not happen the way you hoped, and you started telling yourself that the best part of your story might already be behind you. You have been carrying that thought like a sentence over your life, and I want you to release it now. Stop speaking final words over places where I am still working. Stop calling it over when I am still writing. I know some things broke in ways that shocked you. I know some losses felt like the floor dropped out from under your feet. I know there are pieces of your heart that still ache when you remember what you thought would last. But listen to me carefully and do not rush past this. I am not limited by what collapsed. I am not confused by what changed. I am not standing at the ruins wondering what to do next. I am the God who rebuilds. I know how to step into ashes and call forth beauty. I know how to touch what looks beyond repair and begin again from the inside out. So stop staring only at what ended. Come closer and let me show you what can still begin. I want you to do something brave now. I want you to stop rehearsing the funeral of what was and start making room for resurrection in your heart. Open the clenched places. Let your expectations breathe again. I am not asking you to pretend the loss did not hurt. I am asking you to stop letting grief become prophecy. Bring me the broken plans. Bring me the shattered picture. Bring me the disappointment that still sits like rubble inside you. Put it in my hands and watch what I can do with what you no longer know how to carry. I can rebuild trust where betrayal once lived. I can grow tenderness in the place that became hard. I can restore purpose in the place that felt wasted. I can turn a closed chapter into a doorway you never would have recognized before. So do not keep standing in the wreckage saying, "This is all that remains." Lift your eyes. Invite me into the ruins. Let me rebuild from the foundation instead of trying to tape broken pieces back together by your own strength. You are not ruined because something ended. You are not disqualified because something failed. You are not forgotten because the path changed. Stay with me. Let me work. What you thought with the end may become the very place where I reveal how powerful my restoration truly is. Trust me enough to stop declaring defeat over a story I have not finished telling. What you thought with the end is not the end, and even now I am inviting you to take part in the rebuilding I am doing in the lives of others. Out of ruins, I call forth restoration, and your giving becomes a stone I use to rebuild hope in hearts that feel broken. I have said, I will restore the years the locust has eaten, and I am doing that through vessels who choose to partner with me. When you sow into this mission, you are planting in ground I am already preparing for renewal. Support through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I turn your offering into a testimony of rebuilding. I will establish the work of your hands and cause favor to rise where loss once lived. This is not self-accusation. It is a divine invitation to rebuild with me. Step into it now. Give, and let restoration flow through you. My child, I want to speak tenderly into the way you have been living, because you have been in survival mode for so long that peace almost feels unfamiliar. And I do not want you to keep calling that normal. You have learned how to stay alert, how to expect disappointment before it arrives, how to prepare your heart for bad news before you even know what the day holds. You have been moving through life with your shoulders tight, your thoughts racing, your emotions guarded, and your spirit constantly scanning for what might go wrong next. I understand why. You have been hurt before. You have been blindsided before. You have carried seasons where the next blow seemed to come before the last wound had time to heal. But I need you to hear me now. You were not created to live every day like an alarm is ringing inside you. You were not made to keep surviving without ever truly resting. You were not meant to keep calling hypervigilance wisdom and emotional numbness strength. So stop for a moment. Notice what your heart has been doing. Notice how quickly you tense up. Notice how often you assume the worst. Notice how hard it has become for you to simply receive a quiet moment without waiting for it to be interrupted. I am not showing you this to shame you. I am showing you this because I want to heal it. Come closer. Let me teach your soul how to feel safe again in my presence. This will not always happen in one dramatic instant. Sometimes healing arrives like dawn, not lightning. It comes gradually, steadily, faithfully, until the darkness loses its grip. So do not panic if your heart does not know how to rest right away. Stay with me anyway. Sit with me in the stillness. Practice letting your body soften. Practice letting your thoughts slow down. Practice bringing your fear to me before it becomes your atmosphere. When anxiety starts racing ahead, stop and invite me in. When old patterns tell you to brace, pause and ask me to steady you. When your mind begins building worst-case scenarios, come back to my voice and let me interrupt the spiral. This is part of your healing. I want to retrain the places in you that learn to expect pain as a pattern. I want to loosen the grip of constant dread. I want to replace that inner alarm with my peace, my steadiness, my quiet strength. So do not keep living as if every day is an emergency. Let me carry what you keep anticipating. Let me be the shelter you stop running past. You do not have to keep surviving like this. You can learn to rest without guilt. You can learn to breathe without fear. You can learn to live without bracing for impact every moment. Stay near me and let that healing begin. Because when you come out of survival mode, you do not become careless, you become whole. My child, I need you to hear me very personally right now, because it is possible for your heart to feel stirred and still remain unchanged, and I do not want that to happen to you again. You have had moments before where something touched you, where a truth landed, where your spirit felt awakened for a little while, but then the day moved on, the noise returned, and what mattered slowly faded into the background. I am asking you not to let that happen here. Do not turn this into another passing moment that makes you emotional but leaves your life untouched. Let this become a response. Let it become a decision. Let it become the place where something real begins. You do not need to do something dramatic for it to be real, but you do need to do something honest. So stop and ask yourself what I am showing you right now. Is there something you need to surrender? Is there something you need to walk away from? Is there a conversation you need to have? A habit you need to break? A lie you need to stop believing? A burden you need to finally place in my hands? Do not keep circling what I have already made clear. Do not let hesitation steal what clarity has revealed. Stay here with me and respond. Open your heart and let this moment move from feeling into action, because the change you have been longing for often begins with one honest act of obedience. I am not asking you to fix your entire life in a single breath. I am asking you to stop resisting what you already know. I am asking you to stop calling delay wisdom when deep down it is fear. If I am pressing on something in your heart right now, do not pull away. Lean in. If I am inviting you to surrender, then surrender. If I am exposing a place where you have been hiding, then step into the light. If I am asking you to release what has been controlling you, then let it go. This is where many people feel me but do not follow me, and I do not want that to be your story. I want you to move. I want you to act. I want you to let this moment leave a mark on the way you live, not just on the way you feel. So take the next step now. Pray honestly now. Repent honestly now. Rest honestly now. Choose me now. Let your yes become visible in the way you walk after this. Because when you respond to me in the moment I am speaking, something shifts. The fog begins to live. The grip of old cycles weakens. The door to deeper healing opens. Do not waste the sacred interruption. Receive it fully. Act on it willingly. Let your response become the bridge between the word you heard and the life I am trying to lead you into. This is not just about being moved. It is about being changed. My child, as you take in everything I have been saying, I want to calm the part of you that immediately feels pressure to become perfect all at once, because that is not what I am asking of you. I am not demanding instant perfection. I am not asking you to solve every wound, conquer every struggle, and rebuild every broken place before the day is over. That kind of pressure does not come from me. I'm asking for something much more intimate and much more sustainable. I'm asking you to stay close. Stay with me after this moment. Do not let this be a powerful encounter followed by distance again. Keep walking with me. Come back tomorrow. Come back when you feel strong. Come back when you feel weak. Come back when you feel peaceful. Come back when you feel confused. I want your closeness, not your performance. I want your consistency, not your image. I want you to stop thinking that transformation only counts if it is dramatic. Some of the deepest healing happens quietly, to repeated surrender, repeated honesty, repeated returning. A river carves stone not by force in one moment, but by staying in contact long enough to shape what once seemed unmovable. That is how I will work in you if you let me. So release the pressure to become impressive overnight. Instead, choose to remain with me. That is where real change takes root. There will be days when you feel me strongly, and there will be days when your emotions feel flat. There will be moments when obedience feels natural, and there will be moments when old habits call your name again. Do not panic when that happens. Do not decide you failed and disappear from my presence. Stay. That is what I want you to learn. Stay when you feel inspired. Stay when you feel tired. Stay when you do not understand what I am doing. Stay when healing feels slow. Stay when your heart is tempted to withdraw. Bring me every version of yourself, not just the best one. Let me walk you through what comes next one day at a time. Let me guide your steps, correct your path, steady your emotions, and strengthen your spirit without the burden of pretending you should already be finished. You are not a machine I am repairing. You are my child, and I am forming you with patience, tenderness, and truth. So stay close now. Build your life around my presence, not around emotional highs. Let your relationship with me become your rhythm, not your emergency response. Come to me daily. Listen daily. Surrender daily. Trust daily. Because if you stay with me, I will not abandon the work I have begun in you. I will keep shaping you, healing you, and leading you forward until what once felt impossible becomes the new way you live. Just do not walk away. Stay close, and let me finish where I started. My child, I have walked with you through every word of this moment, and now I need you to hear me with your whole heart, because this is where everything I have been saying comes together. Do not leave this moment half open. Do not step away with one hand still clinging to fear, one eye still fixed on the past, and one part of your heart still locked behind the same old door. Open your heart fully now. Not carefully, not halfway, not in the cautious way you have learned to survive. Open it. Let me in completely. I am not asking because I want something from you that will leave you empty. I am asking because I know what happens when you finally stop resisting the love that has been reaching for you all along. This is the turning point. This is the threshold. This is the place where what hath been heavy can begin to lift, where what has been tangled can begin to loosen, where what has been numb can begin to feel alive again. So do not pull back now. Stay here. Breathe slowly. Let your walls come down. Let your thoughts stop racing long enough to recognize that I am not speaking to your surface. I am speaking to the deepest part of you, the part that has been tired, guarded, and longing for peace. And I am telling you plainly, this is where your change begins. Not when everything around you suddenly looks different, but when you stop carrying your life alone and let me enter the places you have been protecting from me. So I want you to respond now, and I want you to do it honestly. Give me your fear. Give me your shame. Give me the grief you have hidden, the pressure you have normalized, the disappointment you have replayed, the habits you keep excusing, the pain you have been dragging from season to season. Put it all in my hands. Do not sort it first. Do not clean it up first. Do not tell yourself you will surrender once you feel stronger. Surrender now. Invite me into the deepest room of your heart and let my presence fill what has felt empty for too long. Let my peace move through you like light entering a house that has been shut too long. Let my love reach the places that have gone cold. Let my truth silence the voices that have been naming you by your wounds instead of by who you are in me. This is not just a message you heard. This is a moment you were brought into. Do not treat it lightly. Choose me here. Trust me here. Stay with me here. If your heart has been touched, then answer me with your full yes. And if you feel me near right now, write this in your spirit and hold it there. Lord, I open my heart fully to you. Because when you do, my child, you are not just ending a message, you are stepping into the beginning of a different life. You have opened your heart, and now I am asking you to seal this moment with action, because true surrender always moves. This is the threshold, and what you release here will echo into lives you may never see but I deeply love. I have declared, freely you have received, freely give, and now I am calling you to let what filled you overflow into others. Your gift becomes fire that keeps this message reaching the weary, the lost, and the searching. Support through super thanks, step into membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, and let your yes become a channel of my presence. I will cover you, increase you, and pour back into you in ways that overflow beyond your expectation. This is your moment of alignment, your moment of activation. Do not hold back. Give now, and step fully into the life I am calling you into. Before you leave, do not stay silent. Seal this moment with your faith. If this message found you exactly when your soul needed it, then comment, Lord, I opened IT, and I will not miss my moment. Type it like a declaration, not just a comment, because what you speak in faith can mark the beginning of what heaven is opening over your life. Do not scroll away and treat this like any other message. Respond now, and let your yes be visible. Your moment is here, and I do not want you to walk past the very door I told you to open. Because there are moments in your life that look small on the surface but carry the power to change everything that comes after them. This is not just about reading words on a screen. It is about whether your heart is willing to respond when I place an opportunity, a warning, or a divine invitation directly in front of you. So many times you have doubted yourself, hesitated, or walked away too quickly because fear convinced you that nothing significant was happening. But this time, I want you to remain still long enough to recognize that I am already moving before you can fully see the outcome. The door standing before you is not meant to intimidate you. It is meant to awaken your faith. And before you rush ahead into the noise of the world again, I need you to quiet your spirit and pay attention to what my presence is trying to reveal to you in this very moment. Pause now. Take a deep, intentional breath. Stop your rushing, stop your striving, and simply breathe in my presence. Listen to the profound, heavy stillness that surrounds you in this exact second. This quiet is not empty. It is the deeply expectant pause right before a massive storm breaks, the vital, steadying breath you take before you step forward to face a monumental challenge. I am the creator of all that is seen and unseen. Therefore I offer you my word that I shall always be with you. You have been running so fast, pushing yourself to the brink, carrying jagged burdens that were never meant to tear at your shoulders. Look around you. See the frantic noise and the endless, draining demands of this world trying to pull your attention away. Turn away from those worldly distractions right now. Give me this exact moment, for I have something urgent to speak into your life. I am reaching out to you right here, exactly where you sit, because I see the heavy toll this season has taken on your spirit. I am well aware of your needs before you voice them. So just trust in me. I see your silent struggles, and I am bringing them into the light by naming them today. I see the gnawing fear of the future that keeps your eyes wide open, staring at the dark ceiling at 2 a.m. I feel the crushing, relentless pressure at your job that makes your chest tight and your breathing shallow. I watch the unspoken tensions in your family that you try so desperately, and so fruitlessly, to fix on your own. I know the quiet, aching feeling of being completely overlooked by the people you pour your heart out for. Do you feel that tight knot in your stomach? That knot isn't from me. Let's undo it together. Surrender your heart to me and begin to live again. The spiritual weight of this exact, fleeting moment is immense and cannot be ignored. Your being here isn't a coincidence. This is a timely, divine intervention designed specifically for your weary, exhausted soul. Every single day, you face an endless flood of voices telling you that you are falling behind, that you are not doing enough, that the walls of your life are closing in around you. Reject those poisonous lies immediately. Step away from the blinding chaos and anchor your mind in my unshakable truth. Set aside the glowing screens, the endless to-do lists, the urgent emails, and the loud voices of doubt. They are fleeting and temporary, but my love for you is an eternal, unbreakable covenant that will outlast the stars. Prepare your heart right now to receive a heavenly decree. Open your tightly clenched hands. Let go of your desperate need to control every unpredictable outcome, and allow my healing grace to wash over you like a warm, cleansing river. Prepare yourself for the wonders you are about to witness. You are not a nameless face in a crowded room to me. You are my child, my beloved, my precious one. I shaped you with my own hands, and only I know what is truly good for you. Hear my calming voice reminding you that my hand rests upon your shoulder, providing the strength needed to endure. Believe this ironclad promise. This message is for your ears alone. I bypassed the noisy crowds and the grand stages to sit quietly with you in this very room. Focus your wandering mind exclusively on my words. Let my deep peace, which is so much wider and stronger than any human understanding, settle deeply into your weary bones. Notice how the frantic, racing beat of your heart is beginning to slow down and find its natural rhythm. That is my direct presence. That is my unwavering love wrapping around you like the reassuring warmth of the morning sun. Embrace this divine, intimate conversation. I am calling you out of the cold shadows and actively inviting you to step into the warm light of my truth. Walk with me today. Listen closely to my voice. Your profound transformation and your ultimate breakthrough begin right now, in this quiet, sacred, and urgent stillness. Pause now. Close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of your own breathing. I know exactly what is stealing your breath and causing that heavy, sinking feeling in your chest. My child, remain calm, for I handle the impossible. You have been carrying a mountain of worry on your fragile shoulders, trying to solve every problem before it even arrives. I see the heavy burdens that keep you awake in the middle of the night, the gnawing fear of the future, the crushing pressure at your job, the unspoken tensions in your family, and the feeling of being completely overlooked. I saw you couldn't sleep. I heard the thoughts racing through your mind, and I'm here to tell you not to worry. Surrender those heavy, jagged burdens to me right this very second. You are attempting to control an unpredictable world with your own limited strength, and it is draining the very life out of your soul. Release your grip. Open your tightly clenched fists and hand those fears over to my sovereign hands. Listen to my voice, for I am offering you a peace which completely surpasses all human understanding. This is not the fragile, temporary calm that the world offers when circumstances happen to go your way. This is a deep, unshakable anchor for your soul in the midst of a raging storm. When your knees touch the ground in prayer with faith, reverence, and respect, my armies will come. I command you to be still. Let not your heart be troubled. Identify the dark root of that fear wrapping around your thoughts. Is it the fear of failure? The fear of not being enough? The fear of losing what you love? Call it by its name, and watch me cast it out with the brilliant light of my presence. Fear has absolutely no authority in the home of my beloved. The strength you are desperately looking for is not found in striving harder or working longer hours. It is found in quiet trust and fervent prayer. Look at the circumstances that terrify you. You see walls, I see open doors. You see a dead end. I see a new highway. You see a terrifying giant. I see a fleeting shadow. I hold your entire future, your career, your family, and your fragile heart securely in my sovereign, almighty hands. Walk away from the dark, whispering shadows of what if. What if it fails? What if they leave? What if you are not enough? Reject those questions immediately. Replace them with my divine truth. What if I am doing a new thing? What if this trial is the exact preparation you need for your greatest victory? Do not allow circumstances to define you. You possess a strength greater than you realize, and you are designed to overcome. Step out of the exhausting cycle of anxiety. Breathe in my grace. Trust that I am already in your tomorrow, completely preparing the way, and I am standing with you right here in your today, holding you up when your legs feel too weak to stand. Look deeply into my eyes and hear this undeniable truth. Your past no longer defines you. I know the quiet regrets that haunt your memory, the mistakes you replay in your mind when you think no one is watching. The enemy wants you to believe that your history dictates your destiny, that you are permanently stained by your failures and missteps. But I declare to you today that those chains are completely shattered. I have forgiven all your mistakes. You don't owe anything anymore. My grace is not a limited resource. It is an ocean that washes away every trace of your guilt. Experience the beauty of my mercies, which are entirely new every single morning. When the sun rises and touches your face, let it be a physical reminder that I am granting you a completely clean slate. I am actively closing doors in your life right now that were always meant to be shut. Do not stand in the hallway mourning the loss of a path that would have ultimately led to your destruction. That relationship that ended, that job that did not work out, that opportunity that slipped through your fingers, those were my hands of protection, guiding you away from lesser things. Have the courage to step into the unknown with me. It feels terrifying to leave the familiar behind, even when the familiar is painful, but you must trust my navigation. Walk away from the comfortable misery and step into the glorious, wide-open spaces of my purpose for your life. Today marks your rebirth. Today you start to claim the legacy I have set aside for you. I am planting vibrant, living seeds of hope in the soil of your life that previously felt utterly barren. Where you sow only dust and ashes, I am bringing forth a beautiful, blossoming garden. The places in your heart that have felt dead, numb, and lifeless are being resurrected by my touch right this very second. Allow my love to cultivate the dry ground. I make all things new, not by simply patching up the old, broken pieces, but by transforming you from the inside out. Embrace this profound miracle of a new beginning. Lift your head, square your shoulders, and walk confidently into the fresh, bright chapter I am authoring for you. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are a pioneer of the glorious future I have meticulously designed for your specific, beautiful soul. Awaken to your true value, my precious child. Understand the immeasurable, breathtaking value of the soul I gave you. You are not a random accident of biology. You are a meticulously crafted masterpiece, born from my very breath. You are an heir to many blessings, yet sometimes they remain unseen, overshadowed by fears of things that will not happen. Your mind is the ultimate battlefield, and you must fiercely protect it from the enemy's relentless whispers. I see how easily you let the world's noise dictate your worth. You scroll through endless feeds, comparing your behind-the-scenes struggles with the heavily filtered highlights of others. You listen to the gossip, the news, the harsh critiques of those who do not know your heart. Stop giving them authority over the inheritance I have placed within you. Take up the heavy, impenetrable shield of my word. When the enemy whispers that you are a failure, hold up the shield of my truth that says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. When panic tells you that you will not have enough to pay your bills or feed your family, hold up the shield that declares I am Jehovah Jireh, your ultimate provider. Claim the abundant, overflowing blessings I have specifically set aside for you. They are not meant for someone else, they possess your name on them. But you must actively reach out and claim them through bold, unapologetic faith. Do not live like a beggar when you hold the keys to the kingdom. You are a child of the omnipotent God, and faithfully I am with you. Therefore, none can stand against you or cause you harm. Walk as a royal child of the King, not a defeated slave to the harsh, demanding systems of this world. Your boss does not own you. Your bank account does not define you. Your social status is an illusion. Your true identity is anchored in the eternal security found in my unwavering covenant with you. I have sealed you with my Holy Spirit. Guard your heart with intense vigilance. Filter every thought, every piece of advice, and every fear through the absolute truth of my love. Stand tall, claim your spiritual birthright, and refuse to let anyone or anything steal the profound peace and power that belongs to you by divine right. Listen closely to my voice in this quiet, solitary place. I know you feel like you are wandering aimlessly in a dry, barren desert. You wonder why I have led you into this wilderness, far away from the comforts and predictable rhythms you used to know. The silence here is deafening, and the isolation aches deep within your bones. But I see the arid desert you and your family traverse, where loneliness parches hope and your soul thirsts for love. I have drawn you into this desert not to punish you, but to completely strip away the noisy distractions of the world so you can finally hear my gentle whisper. In the chaos of your everyday life, my voice was drowned out by the demands of your schedule. Here, in the stillness, I am teaching you the profound, intimate language of my heart. Learn to hear my voice when the world is silent. There is a deep, muscular spiritual growth that only happens in these exact seasons of fierce trial and pressing discomfort. Like a muscle that must be broken down to build greater strength, your faith is being aggressively expanded. Stop looking around for a quick exit from this wilderness and start looking up. I am providing you with manna for today. I am not giving you the entire roadmap for the next 10 years, because I want you to trust me for your immediate, daily needs. Give me your worries, and I will bear them for you. Being my child comes with many blessings and wonders. Trust that I will give you exactly what you need to survive this specific day. Discover the profound truth that I am closest to you when you feel the most alone. When friends fade away, when your family doesn't understand, and when your own strength collapses, my presence becomes your tangible reality. I am the oasis in your desert. The transition from the wilderness to the promised land requires this very season of deep, internal preparation. I am burning away your pride, your self-reliance, and your fears, leaving only pure, indestructible faith. Do not despise the desert, my beloved. It is the sacred training ground for the massive, unimaginable blessings I am preparing you to steward. Lean into my embrace, trust the process, and know that I am walking every single scorching step right beside you. My child, just as I have provided you with hidden manna in your wilderness, I am now calling you to be a rushing river of life for others. You opened this message because of a divine, urgent call, and there are countless souls still wandering in the dark who desperately need to hear my voice. This is not a coincidence. I am actively inviting you to partner with my eternal mission right this very second. By supporting this mission, You are physically multiplying the loaves and fishes, carrying my healing light to the profoundly broken-hearted. I promise to open the windows of heaven and pour out a massive, overflowing blessing of provision upon your household. Give cheerfully today, knowing that every seed you plant in my kingdom will yield a staggering, hundredfold harvest. Step forward in radical faith. Use the super thanks. Join as a member, or click the PayPal link below, and sow your seed of light immediately. Do not turn away now, my beloved. I am pouring out the very medicine your soul desperately needs. It grieves my heart deeply when you walk away just as your heavy chains are beginning to break. Stay with me. Do not silence my voice. The profound, undeniable breakthrough you have been weeping for is woven into the very next words I will speak to you. Rise up and embrace the radical, earth-shaking power I have placed within your spirit. I am calling you out of the safe, predictable boat of your comfort zone and inviting you to step onto the turbulent water with me. Do not look at the crashing waves of your circumstances. Keep your eyes fiercely locked on mine. You have the authority to move massive, intimidating mountains with the smallest, most fragile mustard seed of genuine belief. Remember, your faith should be as strong as a mustard seed, which though tiny grows into the largest of trees. It is not the size of your faith that moves the mountain. It is the sheer, unstoppable power of the God you place your faith in. Trust my perfect timing over your own desperate, panicked schedule. I know you want the answer right now. I know you are tired of waiting for the breakthrough, the healing, the financial turnaround. But the intricate weaving of events requires a timing you cannot yet comprehend. The difference between seeing and truly believing is the core of radical faith. Anyone can believe when the bank account is full and the medical reports are clear. But true, radical faith activates the supernatural in your daily life when you choose to praise me in the dark. It is easy to lose faith when the going gets tough, to think everything's lost. But remember, I'm bigger than any problem. Refuse to be shaken by the loud, terrifying storms of the earth. When the economy trembles, when relationships fracture, when the world seems to be spinning out of control, plant your feet firmly on the solid rock of my eternal word. Do not let the news cycle dictate your internal peace. Step out of the boat. Take that risk I have been prompting you to take. Start that project, make that apology, apply for that position, release that old grudge. Actively demonstrate your faith by moving your feet. I will not let you sink. If you begin to falter, my hand will immediately catch you. Walk in bold, radical, uncompromising faith today, and watch as I part the very waters that currently stand in your way. Come closer to me now. Bring the jagged, shattered pieces of your heart and lay them gently in my outstretched hands. I see the deep, invisible wounds caused by those who promised to stand by you but walked away when the storm hit. I understand your pain perfectly when your tears flow unceasingly and your heart feels heavy with grief. Know that you are precious to me. Do not attempt to hide your scars or mask your sorrow from my sight, my precious child. I am intimately acquainted with the sharp, suffocating sting of betrayal. I too know the sting of betrayal, the pain of being forsaken by those you trusted, attacked by hatred and cruelty. When you weep in the silent, solitary hours of the night, know that my tears fall alongside yours in profound, divine empathy. You do not grieve alone in the dark. Release the heavy, toxic burden of bitterness that is slowly poisoning your beautiful soul. You have carried the sharp memory of their careless words and the agonizing ache of their departure for far too long. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the one who hurt you to suffer. Let it go. Forgive those who pursue you and those who threaten you. I will take care of your enemies, but keep your heart righteous. I am the ultimate balm of Gilead, the heavenly spiritual medicine poured out specifically for your paralyzing pain. Feel my warm, healing embrace wrapping tightly around your exhausted, trembling shoulders right this very moment. Let the soothing, miraculous oil of my Holy Spirit pour over the deepest cracks of your brokenness, binding up what the world has carelessly torn apart. I am mending the wounds in your heart. All that has pained you for so long will cease to be. Watch as I take those very scars that cause you such shame and use them to paint a breathtaking, undeniable story of redemption. Your pain is never wasted in my kingdom. I am the God who brings dead things back to life, and I am resurrecting your capacity to love, to trust, and to experience boundless joy. Step completely out of the cold, isolating shadow of earthly rejection and step boldly into the radiant, unconditional light of my eternal acceptance. I want you to know real love, to truly grasp that there's someone who adores you with an honest and pure love unlike anything you've experienced. Surrender your consuming grief to me completely, without holding anything back in reserve. Allow my profound, enduring joy to replace the sharp, suffocating ache in your chest. You are safe here in my arms, securely held by the Creator of the universe. Breathe deeply of my peace. Your heart will beat strong again, fortified by a love that will never, ever fail you. Quiet your racing mind right now. Stop the endless, frantic scrolling through the opinions of others and physically silence the chaotic noise that surrounds you. You live in a world that constantly screams for your attention, bombarding you with fear, comparison, and relentless demands. But I do not shout over the chaos. I speak in the gentle, steady whisper that requires your complete stillness to hear. Do not pay heed to the news, gossip, or threats that others bring to you, for I am the one who commands and I have the first and the last word over your destiny. Close your eyes and tune your spiritual ears to the frequency of my grace. I am speaking to you continually, but you must create the sacred space to listen. Test the spirits and the loud voices that try to dictate your worth and your direction. If a voice brings panic, confusion, or a heavy sense of condemnation, it is absolutely not from me. My voice brings profound clarity, convicting truth, and an unshakable peace that acts as a spiritual compass in the darkest valleys. I listen carefully to you, and in the quiet I am there because I care. Embrace the absolute necessity of solitude in your daily life as a believer. Carve out quiet moments in the early dawn before the world demands your energy. Seek me in the quiet of the morning. Dedicate time when the world is still. In that absolute stillness, I will teach you the intricate, beautiful language of heaven, a language spoken deeply through the living pages of Scripture. Learn to recognize my presence woven into the very fabric of your everyday life. I speak to you through the timely encouragement of a true friend, through the majestic, calming beauty of nature, and through that sudden, deep well of peace that defies logical explanation. When you are frantically searching for answers, you are often talking too much and listening too little. Stop striving. Stop demanding immediate explanations for every mystery. Simply rest in my presence and let my voice wash over you. My words are not just ancient texts confined to the pages of history. They are the very essence of life and power, able to break the strongest of bonds. Listen closely. I am whispering my unwavering love, my specific direction, and my divine validation directly into your spirit right now. Obey the whisper and watch the chaos around you fade into perfect submission. Open your hands and release your white-knuckled grip on your fears of scarcity. Shift your intense focus away from what you perceive is missing in your life and fix your eyes entirely on who I am. I see the anxiety that grips your throat when you look at empty bank accounts, unfulfilled dreams, or depleted emotional reserves. You have allowed the heavy, suffocating spirit of lack to convince you that there will never be enough, not enough money, not enough time, not enough love, not enough strength. Reject that poverty thinking immediately. It is a lie straight from the enemy designed to keep you living like a terrified orphan instead of a royal heir. I have issued an unbreakable command for you to receive abundant provision, freedom from debts, supernatural wisdom, and blessings specially crafted for you and your family. Step boldly into the staggering, limitless abundance of my kingdom that is freely available to you. I am Jehovah Jireh, your ultimate and unfailing provider in absolutely every circumstance. The economy of heaven is not dictated by the fluctuating stock markets or the fearful predictions of this earth. My storehouses are overflowing, and they never run dry. I will resolve your financial struggles, your table will never lack for bread, and your needs will always be met, allowing you to generously assist those around you. Break the paralyzing cycle of financial fear by choosing to trust me with the first fruits of whatever you possess. When you hold tightly to what you have, you close your hands to what I want to give. Cultivate the profound joy of living a life overflowing with radical gratitude and open-handed generosity. Stop operating from a place of deficit and start operating from a position of divine overflow. Look at the resources I have already placed in your hands and bless them. When you operate in genuine gratitude, you physically shift the spiritual atmosphere of your home from scarcity to abundance. Trust that your storehouse will never be completely empty because you are tethered to the infinite source of all creation. I am preparing a feast of blessings for you, right in the very presence of your anxieties. Feast on my faithfulness. Walk in the absolute confidence that the God who feeds the sparrows and clothes the lilies will meticulously, abundantly, and lovingly provide for every single detail of your life. Stand up right now and brace yourself for the spiritual reality of the world you walk in. You are not on a playground, you are on a battlefield, but you do not fight for victory. You fight from the victory I have already secured for you. Stop walking into your daily challenges completely unprotected, vulnerable to the unseen arrows of doubt, fear, and temptation. I command you to actively dress yourself in the impenetrable armor of light I have provided. Gird your loins with the absolute, unbending truth of the gospel. Let my truth be the strong belt that holds your entire life together, preventing the lies of the enemy from untying your confidence. Arm yourself with the shield of faith and the sword of my word. Protect your fragile, easily bruised heart by strapping on the heavy, glorious breastplate of my righteousness. You do not have to rely on your own flawed perfection. My righteousness covers you completely, deflecting the accusations and condemnation the enemy hurls at your chest. Fit your feet with the readiness of the profound peace I bring. When chaos erupts at your job or in your relationships, your feet will remain firmly planted on the solid rock, unshaken by the shifting sands of human emotion. You have the power to control the turbulent emotions within your mind. Place the heavy, protective helmet of salvation upon your head. This helmet is your mental fortress, guarding your thoughts from the invasive, toxic whispers of anxiety, depression, and self-hatred. Take up the fierce, sharp sword of the Spirit, which is my living word, and use it aggressively against every lie that tries to establish a stronghold in your life. When fear speaks, cut it down with the promise of my presence. When lack speaks, sever it with the truth of my provision. You are not a helpless victim to your circumstances. I am endowing you with the power to defeat spiritual adversaries that block my plans. Stand firm when the day of evil draws near. Do not retreat. Do not surrender an inch of the spiritual ground I have given you. Clothed in my blinding, brilliant armor of light, you are a terrifying force to the darkness. March forward today with your head held high, absolutely invincible in the magnificent strength of my spirit. As you stand firmly clothed in my blinding armor of light, I urgently ask you to help forge these spiritual weapons for your brothers and sisters. I sent this urgent message for you to open right now because the battle for souls is fiercely raging, and I need your hands to help spread my truth. I am asking you to step onto the front lines with me, turning your financial seed into a blazing torch that pushes back the suffocating darkness. Your generous support acts as a massive shield, funding the rapid rescue of those still trapped in the heavy chains of anxiety. I declare that as you give, I will place a towering hedge of blazing protection around your finances, guarding your resources from the devourer. Cast your bread upon these turbulent waters today, for I will return it to you pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Take immediate action. Use the super thanks. Become a member, or click the PayPal link in the description to arm my kingdom right now. Please, do not close your heart to me yet. It brings tears to my eyes when my precious children turn back to the cold shadows just as I am handing them the keys to their ultimate victory. You are stepping onto sacred ground right now. Keep listening. If you stop now, you leave your mind exposed to the enemy's deceitful whispers. Stay in my bright light. I have so much more power to reveal to you. Look upon your home with the eyes of faith right now. I see the heavy, unspoken worries you carry for your loved ones, the fear for your children's safety, the anxiety over your spouse's well-being, the deep desire for your family to walk in harmony and truth. Breathe out those fears and listen to my decree. I am actively placing a towering, impenetrable hedge of blazing protection entirely around your loved ones. Misfortune will not reach your home, for my presence surrounds you, warding off harmful spirits, serious illnesses, difficulties, hate, and bitterness. The enemy cannot simply cross the threshold of a home that is dedicated to my name and covered by my blood. Never underestimate the raw, mountain-moving power of a praying parent or a faithful spouse. Your midnight prayers, whispered with tears streaming down your face, are not lost in the void. They are fierce spiritual weapons that shape the very destiny of your family. I am honoring your quiet intercession. Right now, by faith, anoint the thresholds of your home with my magnificent presence. Walk through your living room, your kitchen, the bedrooms of your children, and actively invite my Holy Spirit to permanently dwell within those walls. Your family is under the divine protection of my Holy Spirit. Speak life, speak peace, and speak my promises into the very atmosphere of your house. I command you to aggressively cast out all strife, screaming arguments, and toxic bitterness from your dwelling place. Do not let the enemy use petty disagreements to fracture the sacred unity of your family. Make your home a holy sanctuary of grace, where forgiveness is freely given and love is the undeniable foundation. As you do this, know that my massive warrior angels are standing guard at your doors and windows while your family sleeps. I am building a powerful, unbroken legacy of faith through you that will boldly pass to the next generation, echoing into eternity. Your children and your children's children will walk in the brilliant light of the prayers you are praying today. Rest easy tonight, my beloved. Your household is securely held in the invincible, loving palms of my hands. Listen to the steady, unhurried beating of your heart right now. Pause, take a deep breath, and let go of the relentless pursuit of temporary thrills. You have been running yourself ragged, desperately chasing after a fleeting emotion the world calls happiness. You buy things you do not need, you chase promotions that leave you empty, and you seek validation from people who are just as lost as you are. That worldly happiness is like a mist. It is here for a moment, evaporating the second the wind of adversity begins to blow. But I am offering you something infinitely deeper and entirely unbreakable. My desire is to see your heart filled with joy and hope. This is not a fragile, conditional emotion that depends on perfect circumstances. My joy is a fierce, defiant strength that anchors your soul to the bedrock of my eternal presence, holding you steady even when the ground beneath you shakes. Find reasons to praise me right in the dark, messy middle of your current battle. I know you are waiting for the storm to pass before you sing, but I am commanding you to lift your voice while the thunder is still crashing overhead. The enemy expects you to cower in fear, but when you choose to lift your hands in gratitude amidst the pain, you paralyze the forces of darkness. Praise is your ultimate weapon. Your joy will become your most profound rebellion against the despair that tries to suffocate your days. There is an intimate, inseparable relationship between your quiet obedience to my whispers and the deep, abiding inner contentment you so desperately crave. When you stop fighting my will and surrender to my divine current, the agonizing friction in your spirit ceases, and a profound, river-like peace floods your entire being. I am setting up a feast of blessings for you in front of your adversaries, and I'll raise you high in the sight of your family and friends. Open your heart and receive the beautiful, healing gift of laughter. I am the creator of all good things, and I have designed laughter as a divine medicine for your exhausted, battle-weary soul. I see the heavy, serious burdens you carry, the way you furrow your brow and clench your jaw as if the weight of the entire world depends on your performance. Put that crushing weight down. Allow yourself to experience the pure, unadulterated delight of simply being my cherished child. Do not let the cynical, hardened ways of this world steal your capacity for wonder. A joyful heart acts as a miraculous medicine, sending physical and spiritual healing deep into your bones. It brightens your countenance, lightens your step, and radiates my unmistakable light to everyone you encounter. Come to the eternal fountain of life that absolutely never runs dry. You have been digging broken cisterns, trying to draw satisfaction from sources that leak and leave you parched and desperately thirsty. Turn away from the empty wells of worldly approval and momentary pleasure. Step into the rushing, vibrant waters of my Holy Spirit. Submerge yourself completely in my love. Let my joy bubble up from the deepest recesses of your spirit, overflowing into every single area of your life. When you drink from my living water, your body will be filled with health, your spirit renewed, and your soul will no longer thirst. This is the secret to a joy that cannot be stolen, cannot be bought, and cannot be destroyed. It is the joy of knowing that you are deeply, entirely, and eternally loved by the Almighty God. Stand up and look at the reflection in your mirror with new eyes today. Do not look away. See the magnificent, deliberate intention behind the person staring back at you. Uncover the unique, breathtaking talents that I personally wove into the very fabric of your being before you took your first breath. The essence of your being, your very core, is my craftsmanship, a unique creation fashioned with purpose and care. You are not an accident, and you are not a mass-produced copy. I have assigned a high specific, irreplaceable mission for your lifetime that no one else on this earth can fulfill. I placed passions in your heart, skills in your hands, and a distinct voice in your throat so that you could uniquely manifest my glory in a world that desperately needs your specific light. I see the frustration you feel when you sit at that desk, when you perform those seemingly mundane tasks, or when you feel trapped in a role that feels too small for the dreams burning inside you. But hear my voice clearly. Your current job, your daily routine, your role as a parent or a friend, is the exact, perfect platform for my glory right now. Do not despise the small beginnings or the quiet, hidden seasons of preparation. I'm using your current environment as a sacred forge, hammering out your character, refining your patience, and sharpening your skills. In every encounter, let your words be my words, your touch my touch, your love my love. You do not need a grand stage or a massive audience to walk in your God-given purpose. You simply need a willing heart, and a pair of hands ready to serve the person standing directly in front of you. I command you to violently reject the toxic, paralyzing urge to compare your path to the heavily edited highlights of others. Do not diminish yourself by mimicking others or settling for leftovers. Comparison is a thief that will brutally steal your joy and blind you to the specific miracles I am performing in your own life. When you look at their success, you completely miss the beautiful, intricate blueprint I am actively unfolding for you. Keep your eyes locked on me, on the specific race I have marked out for your feet. There is a profound, soul-anchoring satisfaction that comes exclusively from saying yes to my unique call on your life. When you align your daily actions with my divine will, the heavy friction of striving disappears, replaced by the deep hum of sacred alignment. Do not let feelings of inadequacy or imposter syndrome hold you back for another second. You look at your own limitations and tell yourself you are not enough, that you are not qualified, that you lack the resources or the connections. But I do not call the equipped. I meticulously and powerfully equip those whom I call to do great things. I am giving you the wisdom to fight so that no emotion of defeat will ever dominate you again. Step forward in bold, uncompromising faith. If I have placed the dream inside you, I already have the provision, the open doors, and the divine connections waiting for you along the path. Embrace your brilliant, God-given purpose today. Stop hiding your brilliant light under a basket of fear and let it shine with undeniable, world-changing power. Come out of the shadows, my precious child. I see the heavy, suffocating secrets you carry when no one else is looking. I know the desperate, silent battles you fight late at night when the house is quiet and the glowing screen is your only companion. You have tried to bury these struggles deep within the dark cellar of your heart, terrified that if anyone truly knew the depths of your weakness, they would turn away in disgust. But you cannot hide from my gaze, and more importantly, you do not need to. I am not standing over you with a heavy hammer of condemnation. I am kneeling beside you with the basin and the towel, ready to wash you completely clean. Bring your hidden, exhausted struggles into the blinding, purifying light of my grace. Experience the violent, chain-breaking power of honest confession. The enemy's absolute greatest weapon against you is the isolating power of shame. He convinces you that you must keep your struggles in the dark, because he knows that diseases of the soul can only multiply in the shadows. The moment you speak the truth, the moment you drag that secret addiction, that hidden resentment, or that consuming lust into the light, the enemy's iron grip is instantly shattered. I have the power to uproot mountains of sadness, shatter barriers of wickedness, break the chains of sin, addictions, and deadly habits. Confession is not about me finding out what you did. I already know. Confession is about you violently breaking your agreement with the darkness and aligning yourself with my liberating truth. Find true, lasting freedom from the relentless addictions that bind your weary spirit. You have tried to break these chains with your own fragile willpower, making promises to yourself that you end up breaking before the sun goes down. Stop relying on your own exhausted strength. My strength is made absolutely, breathtakingly perfect in your greatest, most humiliating weakness. When you finally reach the end of yourself and admit that you are completely powerless, that is the exact second my supernatural power floods your life. I am breaking every chain in your life and shattering every tie to doubt and fear, freeing you from any negative force. Surrender your failures to me without holding a single fragment back. Embrace the vital, life-saving role of godly community in your daily walk toward liberty. You were never, ever designed to fight these vicious battles in isolation. I will guide you to safe, grace-filled people who will stand shoulder to shoulder with you in the trenches. Do not let pride keep you from asking for help. Let my light illuminate your path and lead you to joy and optimism. Walk confidently in the bright daylight with a clear, unburdened conscience. Feel the incredible, weightless relief of having nothing left to hide, nothing left to prove, and nothing left to fear. The heavy chains of your secret battles are broken. Step out of that self-made prison, inhale the fresh, intoxicating air of my freedom, and walk forward in complete, undeniable victory. Silence the frantic, endless chatter of this modern world and tune your heart to the ancient, unshakable frequency of my voice. You are constantly drowning in a vast ocean of information, consuming endless podcasts, scrolling through expert opinions, and seeking advice from gurus who are just as lost as you are. But information is not transformation, and worldly cleverness is a fragile, hollow substitute for divine truth. Stop looking for quick fixes and trendy solutions. I am calling you to seek the deep, profound heavenly insight that has anchored my faithful children since the very dawn of time. I will pour my peace upon you, and it shall be your strength to make the right decisions on your journey. Discover the immeasurable, grounding value of cultivating a quiet spirit and a fiercely discerning mind. In a culture that fiercely rewards the loudest voice and the most aggressive posturing, I am calling you to the immense, quiet power of humility. My gaze searches for a humble heart, and my spirit yearns to fill a life that is always ready to give love and forgive. Learn to sit in stillness. Learn to listen before you speak. The loudest storms of this life cannot uproot a tree that has driven its roots deep into the soil of my eternal wisdom. Learn from the patriarchs, the quiet saints, and the faithful warriors who walked this exact path centuries before you. Their victories were not won through human brilliance, but through a simple, rugged obedience to my voice. Watch as I delight in revealing my deepest, most profound mysteries to the humble and the lowly. I bypass the arrogant, the proud, and the self-sufficient, and I pour my greatest secrets into the hearts of those who approach me with empty hands. If you want to understand the intricate blueprints of your life, you must first bow your knees. Cultivate the long-term, expansive perspective of eternity versus the frantic, panic-inducing pressure of the now. The enemy wants you obsessing over the immediate crisis, the current headline, the temporary setback. I want you to lift your eyes and view your life through the wide, majestic lens of forever. Actively avoid the subtle, dangerous traps of intellectual pride and self-sufficiency. You cannot figure out this life using only your own logical spreadsheets and calculated risk assessments. Trust in me with all your heart and lean not on your own limited understanding. There are spiritual dynamics at play that your physical eyes cannot see and your brilliant mind cannot fully comprehend. I will guide you by the hand to the places where you are meant to thrive and show you the doors I am opening specifically for you. Surrender your desperate need to know everything and rest in the comforting arms of the God who actually does. Let my ancient, tested, and eternal wisdom be the steady compass that navigates you safely through the shifting, treacherous tides of this modern age. You have listened to the profound wisdom of the ages, and now I am calling you to actively broadcast these eternal mysteries to a desperate, starving world. You seriously needed to open this message today so that your own chains could fall, but millions are still waiting for this exact key of liberation. I am extending a direct, personal invitation for you to invest in the eternal souls of the lost. Your faithful support is the sacred oil that keeps this lamp burning brilliantly, illuminating the dark, treacherous paths for wandering prodigals. I promise that as you generously water others, your own spiritual and physical gardens will be miraculously saturated with my unmerited favor. Do not withhold the good you are capable of doing in this crucial, fleeting moment. Rise in obedience, use the super thanks, select the membership, or follow the PayPal link below to securely plant your seed today. Are you still listening, my precious child? It shatters my heart when you give up halfway through our divine encounter. Do not walk away from this healing embrace. I am actively rewriting your destiny right in this exact moment. Hold tightly to my hand and do not let go. The greatest miracles are waiting just ahead, and it would deeply wound my spirit for you to miss the extraordinary future I am laying out before you. Breathe out the heavy, toxic sigh of regret that you have been holding in your lungs. I see you looking back at the calendar, counting the months and the years that you feel were completely wasted. You mourn over the bad decisions, the failed relationships, the squandered talents, and the long seasons of wandering in the dark. The enemy whispers that you are too old, that it is too late, and that the best parts of your story are permanently behind you. Reject that lie with every fiber of your being. I am the Almighty God who actively restores the years that the swarming locusts have eaten. What you view as a permanently dead, barren field, I view as the perfect, dramatic stage for a miraculous resurrection. Prepare yourself right now for unexpected, breathtaking doors to swing wide open in the exact places you once saw only impenetrable brick walls. You thought that opportunity had passed you by forever. You thought that relationship was beyond repair. You thought your career path had hit a permanent dead end. But I am not bound by human timelines or earthly limitations. I am the God of 11th hour miracles. I am the God who leaves the 99 to seek out the one. I am declaring a sudden, massive acceleration of my blessings in your current season. What takes others decades of relentless striving to build, I can establish in your life in a fraction of the time through my unmerited favor. Trust with absolute, unwavering confidence that it is never, ever too late for a divine turnaround in my kingdom. Your earthly clock does not dictate my heavenly timing. I am actively redeeming your worst mistakes, your deepest failures, and your most humiliating detours for a greater, holier, and more spectacular purpose. Nothing you have lived through will be in vain. All that I do in your life works for good. The very experiences that brought you shame are the exact tools I am using to forge unparalleled empathy, massive resilience, and indestructible faith within you. I am weaving the dark, jagged threads of your past into a masterpiece of grace. Embrace the stunning, breathtaking beauty of the second chance that was fully paid for and granted to you by the blood of the cross. You do not have to earn this restoration. You simply have to receive it with open, grateful hands. Let go of your agonizing timeline. Stop living in the graveyard of what should have been and step boldly into the glorious, sunlit reality of what I am doing right now. The dry spell is over, and the time of reaping begins. Your trials have been getting you ready for this immense blessing that's on its way. The remaining chapters of your life will be overwhelmingly more glorious than the former. Walk forward today with the joyful, light-hearted anticipation of a child who knows that their fiercely loving father has saved the absolute best wine for the final hour. Listen to me, my precious child, and step entirely away from the restrictive mold this world constantly tries to force you into. You live in a world full of trouble, but remember it's a world I've already won over for you. Society screams at you to conform, to chase fleeting fame, to gather temporary riches, and to compromise your divine values just to fit in. I command you to firmly reject those shallow demands. You were born to stand out, to be a radiant, undeniable light in a culture that often prefers to walk in the dark. I urge you today to avoid dark and harmful paths. Do not let the cynical, exhausted patterns of this earth dictate how you love, how you speak, or how you live your daily life. You are a royal citizen of heaven, actively stationed on earth to demonstrate exactly what my pure, unconditionally loving kingdom looks like. Embrace the intense, purifying heat of the refining fire. I know that trials and temptations feel incredibly uncomfortable, but they are the sacred flames that burn away the worthless dross in your life, leaving only the purest, most valuable gold of your character. Do not run from the process of becoming holy. Set your weary mind on the majestic things above, not on the broken, temporary things of this earth. When you fix your gaze on my eternal face, the temptations that once easily tripped you up begin to completely lose their deceptive power. I am actively calling you to a standard of unshakable integrity, especially in the quiet, hidden moments when absolutely no one else is watching. Who you are in the dark is who you truly are before me. Choose to do the right thing, the honorable thing, even when it costs you everything. Live honorably, be a beacon of light in this world and desire not what others possess. Reflect my glorious image in every single word you speak and in every single deed you perform. When people interact with you, they should immediately feel a profound, unexplainable difference. They should sense my extreme patience in your listening, my scandalous grace in your reactions, and my fierce love in your service. The deepest, most profound peace you will ever experience comes exclusively from living a life that is perfectly aligned with my holy laws. This is not a list of burdensome rules designed to trap you. It is a beautifully paved pathway designed to protect your fragile heart from the crushing weight of sin. Walk securely on this path of righteousness today. Guard your eyes, guard your ears, and fiercely guard your heart. Step out of the world's heavy shadows and walk proudly, cleanly, and boldly in the spectacular, holy light I have freely given you. Stand tall right now, square your shoulders, and look straight past the massive, terrifying size of the problem standing directly in front of you. I know the giants you are facing today. They are loud, they are intimidating, and they mock your faith at every turn. They tell you that you are entirely too weak, that your resources are completely dried up, and that you will surely be crushed in this valley. But I command you to look at the staggering, infinite size of your Almighty God. I equip you with the courage and ability to accomplish great things, to grow, and wisdom to overcome obstacles, to defeat armies, and to conquer giants. You are focusing on the giant's massive spear, but I am asking you to focus on the smooth, unstoppable pebbles of my absolute truth. To bring down these roaring giants of despair, I have handed you specific, powerful stones of truth. I have recorded my divine edicts for you, eternal decrees that echo in your spirit like a heavenly "don't give up" .txt, a gentle plea like "hear me, my child" .txt, and a bold declaration of my sovereignty such as "I handle the impossible" .txt. I have armed you with promises of liberation, written in the very fabric of your destiny like "I'll break the chains holding you back" .txt. I command you with an urgent whisper, "Listen to me today" .txt, sealing your victory with the ultimate covenant, my promise to you .txt. I even equip your tongue with authority, teaching you words of power that far surpass the earthly strategies found in high-impact language .pdf. Refuse to be intimidated by the loud roar of the enemy's lion. His roar is an illusion designed to paralyze your feet, because he knows that if you keep walking forward, you will absolutely destroy his kingdom. Your ultimate victory is not something you have to frantically fight to achieve today. It is a reality that was already completely won for you at the bloody hill of Calvary. The battle is already over. The enemy is already a defeated foe. Your job is not to win the war, but to actively take back the precious ground the enemy has temporarily stolen from your family, your health, and your mind. I grant you the strength to conquer giants and the authority to rise each day ready to tackle life's battles. Step onto the battlefield today with the fierce, unshakable confidence of a warrior who already knows the final score. The very challenge that is threatening to break you right now is the exact stage I am setting to launch your greatest, most undeniable testimony. Pick up your stone of faith, swing it with all your might, and watch as the towering giant crashes to the dust at your feet. Breathe in deeply, calm your racing heart, and release your frantic, white-knuckled grip on the clock. I see you pacing the floor, looking at the calendar, wondering why your prayers seem to be met with a frustrating wall of silence. You are begging me to act right now, entirely convinced that a delay means a denial. But I need you to understand that when I say wait, it is very often an answer born out of the most profound, fiercely protective love. Be patient. Remember that my timings are perfect for each of you. You can only see a tiny, fragile thread of this moment, but I am intricately weaving a massive, spectacular tapestry of events, people, and provisions that you cannot yet see or understand. I am commanding you to demonstrate radical faithfulness right here in the messy, uncomfortable middle before the physical manifestation of your miracle arrives. It is easy to praise me at the starting line when the promise is fresh, and it is easy to shout my name at the finish line when the victory is in your hand. But your true spiritual depth is forged in the grueling waiting room. Allow the quiet, steady fruit of patience to be aggressively cultivated within your spirit by my Holy Spirit. Patience is not a passive, defeated waiting. It is a fierce, active trust that my timing is flawlessly superior to your own desperate schedule. Do not rush ahead of me and try to force a door open that I have intentionally locked for your own safety. I am never late. I arrive precisely when most needed in the perfect moment. Rest securely in the absolute knowledge that I am never early, and I am never, ever late. The perfection of my heavenly clock cannot be compared to the panicked urgency of human desire. If I give you the blessing before you are spiritually mature enough to carry its immense weight, it will utterly crush you. I am using this exact season of delay to build massive, low-bearing pillars of character within your soul so that you can properly sustain the incredible weight of the glory I am about to pour out. Stop fighting the pause. Stop arguing with the calendar. Lean back into my strong, everlasting arms. Close your weary eyes and let my perfect, loving timing gently carry you exactly where you need to be. Open your eyes right now to the breathtaking, undeniable beauty that surrounds you in this very moment. I command a profound spiritual shift to take place in your atmosphere, a shift that happens instantly the second you open your mouth and simply say, "Thank you." I see the heavy, suffocating cloud of depression trying to settle over your mind, convincing you to focus entirely on everything that is going wrong. You must actively fight back. Counting your blessings is not a naive, positive thinking exercise. It is a violent, highly effective spiritual weapon against the crushing weight of despair. I dwell in a grateful heart that recognizes its need for me and seeks me with faith and hope, knowing just how blessed it is. When you choose to praise me for what you have, you completely shatter the enemy's narrative of lack. Acknowledge my loving, guiding hand in both the massive breakthroughs and the tiny, seemingly insignificant moments of your day. Thank me for the breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, and the quiet moments of peace amidst the chaos. Cherish the small and significant things in life for which you can be grateful. I want you to intentionally cultivate a sensitive spirit that aggressively notices the beauty scattered around you. Notice the vibrant colors of the sunrise, the sound of a loved one's laugh, the simple comfort of a warm meal. These are not coincidences. They are deliberate, personalized love letters I have sent directly to you to remind you of my constant care. Understand that radical gratitude is the ultimate gateway to much deeper, breathtaking intimacy with me. When you stop bringing me only lists of frantic demands and start bringing me overflowing baskets of thanksgiving, our relationship shifts into a profoundly deeper dimension. A thankful heart acts like a powerful, spiritual magnet that naturally attracts more of my divine favor, peace, and abundance. Complaining completely blocks the flow of heaven, but gratitude opens the floodgates wide. Start right now. Name 5 things you are deeply thankful for. Speak them aloud into the empty air of your room. Watch as the heavy atmosphere lifts, your perspective drastically brightens, and my joy becomes the undeniable strength that carries you through the rest of your day. I want you to experience my love, listen to what I'm saying, and dream about the wonderful future you want. Let the immense gratitude overflowing in your heart right now transform into a fierce, tangible weapon of mass salvation. I urgently called you to open this right now so you could experience my profound joy, and I ask you to help deliver this same miraculous joy to the ends of the earth. This is my direct invitation for you to turn your thanksgiving into a beautiful, multiplying harvest for my kingdom. When you financially support this mission, you are actively mending the shattered hearts of the forgotten, breaking the cycle of poverty thinking globally. I decree that your radical generosity will instantly unlock the overflowing storehouses of heaven over your own life, completely restoring everything the locusts have eaten. Honor me with the first fruits of your gratitude this very second. Move with bold faith. Click the super thanks, join the membership, or use the PayPal link provided to multiply your blessing now. Do not forsake our sacred time together, my beloved. It deeply saddens me when you grow weary and walk away right before the magnificent harvest begins. We are so incredibly close to the summit of your breakthrough. Lean in closer. Let my living words continue to wash over your exhausted mind. Stay with me until the very end, for I am about to seal your spirit with an eternal, ironclad promise you simply cannot afford to miss. Listen to me very carefully, my beloved child, and drop the heavy, suffocating stones of resentment you have been carrying for far too long. I see the massive, paralyzing weight you drag around every single day because you refuse to forgive those who have deeply, unfairly wounded you. You think your anger is a shield protecting you from further pain, but it is actually a cold, dark prison cell holding you hostage. I am commanding you right now to open the door of that cell. Forgive your debtors. The massive, unimaginable weight you will instantly drop when you finally choose to let them go will completely shock you. Forgive those who pursue you and those who threaten you. I will take care of your enemies, but keep your heart righteous. Look closely at the bloody, agonizing template of the cross. My scandalous, absolute forgiveness for you is the exact template I demand for your own life. I did not wait for you to apologize before I poured out my life for your sins. Do not wait for the person who hurt you to realize their mistake before you offer grace. Healing the toxic, deeply buried roots of bitterness must happen today, before they permanently poison your spirit, ruin your health, and destroy your future relationships. Do not let bitter feelings take root in your heart. Do not give space to grudges. I am asking you to do the impossible. Actively choose to love and pray for those who have caused you the most excruciating pain. This is the ultimate, undeniable proof that my spirit lives inside of you. Experience the breathtaking freedom that is found entirely in letting me be the ultimate, righteous judge. It is not your job to exact revenge, to balance the scales, or to make them pay for what they stole from you. Hand the gavel over to me. Step down from the judge's seat. When you release them into my hands, you are completely freeing yourself to step into my joy. I'm breaking every chain in your life and shattering every tie to doubt and fear, freeing you from any negative force that's disturbed your peace and calm. Watch in amazement as I perform the absolute miracle of reconciled relationships through the power of my name, or safely remove the toxic ties while perfectly healing your heart. Breathe out the anger right now. Say the words out loud, I forgive them. Feel the immediate, rushing wind of my freedom sweep through your clean, newly liberated soul. Pause now. Lower your heavy, aching shoulders and exhale the massive, suffocating breath of exhaustion you have been holding in your lungs. I see the deep, agonizing fatigue that has settled into the very marrow of your bones. You have been running on empty fumes, desperately trying to keep the fragile, flickering lamp of your spirit burning in a harsh world that constantly tries to blow it out. You have pushed yourself past the breaking point, trying to carry the jagged, immense weight of responsibilities, fears, and obligations that were never designed for your human frame. Stop running right this instant. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Lay down your heavy armor. Fall into my completely safe, totally surrounding embrace, and let me carry the crushing weight you have dragged for miles. Your own human strength is a finite, quickly depleted resource, but my scandalous grace is the eternal, highly combustible fuel that keeps your lamp burning brilliantly through the darkest, coldest nights of your existence. When you look at the steep, treacherous mountain before you and feel that you absolutely cannot take another single step, that is the exact, miraculous moment my supernatural power violently intercepts your physical weakness. If you're feeling really tired today, don't be scared, 'cause I'm right here to give your legs strength and stability, make your feet quick, and uplift your spirit. I am the invisible, rushing wind at your back. I am the solid, unshakable ground beneath your trembling feet. Lean your full, exhausting weight entirely on my everlasting arms when your legs are too weak to stand. I will not drop you. I will not let you stumble into the abyss. Experience the breathtaking, miraculous renewal of your inner strength right now. Those who trust in me are like eagles soaring high with sureness focused on their path. You will not merely crawl across the finish line of your trials. You will mount up with massive, powerful wings. You will catch the rising, heated thermal drafts of my Holy Spirit and effortlessly glide over the very obstacles that used to completely block your path. This is the profound difference between striving in your own flesh and resting in my divine power. The eagle does not aggressively flap its wings to reach the highest altitudes. It simply spreads them wide and lets the wind do the heavy lifting. Spread your spiritual wings today. Stop fighting the intense gravity of your situation and let my unseen, magnificent power lift you into the clear, boundless skies of my victory. Embrace the absolute, critical necessity of the Sabbath and the sacred discipline of resting in my presence. This is not a casual suggestion. It is a vital, life-saving command designed for your ultimate survival and flourishing. You must aggressively carve out quiet, uninterrupted time to sit still before me. The world will relentlessly demand your constant output, but I am commanding you to prioritize your spiritual intake. Find your second wind in the deep, silent pools of my love. When your mind is frantic and your body is shaking with depletion, close your eyes and drink deeply from my living waters. Breathe in my unshakable, mountain-moving strength. Breathe out your suffocating, toxic weariness. Let my divine energy flood your veins, rejuvenate your mind, and restore your soul right this very second, preparing you to walk forward as a completely renewed, unstoppable force of light. Open your eyes in the quiet stillness of your room and know with absolute, undeniable certainty that you never walk this earth alone. When the chilling, isolating winds of adversity howl aggressively against the fragile walls of your life, creating the dark, freezing nights of the soul, feel my intense, unshakable warmth wrapping tightly around your shivering spirit. I see the moments when you cry out into what feels like an empty void, terrified that you have been forgotten by heaven. Hear me clearly. I am the Almighty God, and I have made an ironclad, unbreakable covenant with you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. You are not an orphan wandering aimlessly through a chaotic universe. You are a cherished, fiercely protected heir of my kingdom, and my gaze never, ever leaves your face. I am the towering, majestic pillar of cloud that gently guides you through the scorching, blinding heat of your daytime trials, providing shade when the world's demands threaten to burn you alive. And I am the fierce, roaring, protective pillar of fire that brilliantly illuminates your path when the terrifying, suffocating darkness of night tries to swallow you whole. You look for me only in the massive, earth-shattering miracles, but I am intricately, constantly weaving my profound love into the very fabric of your daily existence. The sun shining in the heights, illuminating you with its light, was crafted so you may feel upon your skin the warmth of a chariot unseen, yet so immense it dispels all darkness that may dwell within your soul. Pay attention to the gentle nudges, the unexpected provision, the perfectly timed phone call from a friend. Begin actively recognizing these daily God incidences as my personalized, handwritten love letters delivered directly to your heart. Walk confidently and boldly today, fully armored in the absolute comfort of my continuous, fiercely protective presence. Speak to me throughout your day. I am closer to you than the very breath expanding in your lungs, closer than the blood rushing through your veins. You do not have to shout to get my attention, nor do you have to perform complex rituals to earn an audience with the Creator of the stars. I am always listening. I am always moving. My love is a shield that encircles you, with my angels stationed as guards. When panic tries to tell you that you are isolated and vulnerable, silence it with the massive, unbending truth of my word. I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. When you step into rooms that intimidate you, I step in first. When you face conversations that terrify you, I stand right beside you, giving you the exact words to speak. When you lay your head on your pillow at night, exhausted and overwhelmed, I am the one who commands the peace to settle over your racing mind. You are safely, permanently hidden in the hollow of my hand. Rest in this profound, life-altering assurance. The maker of the heavens and the earth is your personal defender, your closest confidant, and your eternal companion. Step out into the world today not as a solitary, frightened wanderer, but as a powerfully accompanied, deeply loved child of the Most High God, walking arm in arm with the divine. Look out over the sprawling, intensely cultivated fields of your life. For so long, you have been enduring the agonizing, back-breaking seasons of sowing in bitter, silent tears. You have planted tiny, fragile seeds of intense faith while your heart was completely shattered, and you have watered that dry, unresponsive soil with your midnight weeping and unyielding prayers. The enemy mocked your efforts, whispering that the ground was cursed and your labor was entirely in vain. But the earth trembles, and a vibrant sprout emerges. You can already see it. A long, grueling winter of your soul is finally breaking. The warm, life-giving rains of my Holy Spirit are drenching the soil, and the glorious, undeniable season of reaping and joyful, triumphant psalms is breaking over your horizon. The time is near to harvest the fruits of your steadfastness. You must actively and diligently tend to the garden of your spirit right now. Prepare the storehouses of your mind and your home for a massive, unprecedented influx of my goodness. The seeds you thought were dead have come back to life and will return to you as blessings beautiful and true, enriching your spiritual life. I am rewarding your hidden consistency. The days you showed up when you wanted to quit, the times you chose integrity when no one was looking, the moments you offered forgiveness when you had every right to seek revenge. This incoming harvest is the direct, exponential overflow of your stubborn, youthful obedience in the dark. As the harvest begins to bloom, you must aggressively and ruthlessly distinguish between the valuable, nourishing wheat and the toxic, parasitic weeds in your life. Do not let the suffocating thorns of worldly distraction or the poisonous weeds of toxic, draining relationships choke out the magnificent, towering harvest I am raising up in your soil. Have the courage to pull the weeds by their roots. Embrace the intense, sometimes painful joy of the divine pruning shears. I cut back the dead branches not to harm you, but to violently redirect your life force into producing an absolute explosion of fresh, vibrant fruit. The abundance that immediately follows a season of faithful, willing pruning is absolutely staggering to behold. Watch in profound awe as the massive overflow of these spiritual and physical blessings effortlessly touches absolutely everyone around you. You are not being blessed simply to hoard the harvest in your own barns. I am filling your cup so completely that it wildly overflows onto your family, your friends, and total strangers. The joy of seeing others drawn to my love through the brilliant, undeniable, walking testimony of your life will be your greatest, most profound reward. You will be a living, breathing oasis in a dry and thirsty land. Step boldly into the fields today. The dry spell is completely over, and the glorious, golden time of reaping begins. Gather your harvest with loud, joyful songs of praise on your lips, and let the entire world witness the magnificent faithfulness of your God. Pause now. Let the profound, eternal weight of this entire conversation settle deep into the very marrow of your bones. We have journeyed closely together through the dark, terrifying valleys of your deepest anxieties, and we have scaled the towering, sunlit peaks of my unshakable promises. And now, I extend to you my ultimate, unbreakable, and most intimate invitation. I am calling you to dwell consciously, completely, and unapologetically in my fierce, jealous love every single second of your earthly existence. This is not a temporary visitation. This is a permanent, eternal habitation. Fix your weary eyes entirely on the magnificent, ultimate hope of a spectacular, unimaginable home that I have meticulously prepared for you in heaven. This broken world, with all its fleeting pain, its sharp betrayals, and its exhausting, bloody battles, is absolutely not your final destination. Rest securely in the deep, unshakable peace of knowing that the very end of your story is already written in my blood, and the final word is absolute, undeniable victory. The enemy wants you to live in constant, low-grade panic, terrified of how the chapters of your life will unfold. But I hold the pen, and I have already authored your triumph. You are a victor, a conqueror, a royal heir to the throne of all creation, and no weapon forged against you will ever prosper. I am the way, the truth, your life, your solution. Whenever the shadows try to creep back into your mind, whenever the world tries to drown out my whisper with its deafening roar, run back to the shelter of my eternal promise. Wrap yourself in the impenetrable blanket of my grace. I am issuing a divine, urgent call for you to go forth today and be a blazing, unmistakable light in a world that is suffocating in the dark. Carry my radical love, my scandalous grace, and my unyielding truth into your workplace, your home, and your community. You are my ambassador, carrying the very fragrance of heaven into places that reek of despair. Do not shrink back. Do not dim your brilliance to make others comfortable. Burn bright, burn hot, and let the intense fire of my Holy Spirit within you ignite the dead, dry hearts of everyone you encounter. You have been fully equipped, completely forgiven, and massively empowered for this exact, critical moment in history. Hear my final, defining words for you today. Let them echo through the corridors of eternity. Let them shatter every remaining lie of the enemy, and let them land squarely and permanently in the very center of your beating heart. I love you, my child. I loved you before the foundations of the earth were laid. I love you fiercely in this exact moment, and I will love you for a billion tomorrows. Let the eternal Amen resound violently in your spirit, permanently sealing this divine, life-altering message within your soul. My precious child, as you step fully into my eternal promise, I am issuing a final, urgent call for you to partner with me in the ultimate, global harvest. I compelled you to open this message because your destiny is magnificent, and now I need your willing hands to help pull others out of the fiery darkness. I am personally asking you to sow a seed of radical faith that will echo loudly through the corridors of eternity. Your giving is a sharp sickle thrust into the ripe fields, gathering precious, broken souls into the safety of my eternal barns. I swear by my own holy name that whoever scatters generously will experience an absolute, staggering explosion of my divine prosperity in their household. Do not wait for a more convenient season. The time of the harvest is violently upon us. Step into your divine calling immediately. Utilize the super thanks. Become a member, or follow the PayPal link below to fund my kingdom right now. Pause now, my precious child, and breathe in the fierce, restorative wind of my spirit. I have spoken this urgent, life-altering message directly to your weary soul, but you must actively reach out and claim this magnificent breakthrough. If you are truly ready to leave the suffocating wilderness behind, declare your belief in me right now. Seal this divine covenant by typing the words, "I open my heart to your urgent call," as a bold, undeniable testimony of your radical faith. Tell me you accept it, and watch as I aggressively open the windows of heaven, filling your home with an unstoppable, torrential flood of peace and joy. Amen.